With this particular issue, the scholars vary, and there are over 4 different opinions in particular, or 4 major opinions with regards to what one should do when you're praying behind the imam. Should you recite Fatiha? Should you stay silent? What do you do in this point? What do the scholars say? So the first opinion is the opinion of the Hanafi school of thought, and also the opinion of the Hanbali school of thought, which is that when the imam recites, whether it be in a loud prayer such as Maghrib or a quiet prayer such as Dhuhr or Asr, that the person behind the imam doesn't need to recite anything. You don't need to recite anything because the imam is reciting on your behalf, if you like. So this is one opinion. The second opinion says that if it's a prayer which is recited out loud, or any rak'ah which is recited out loud, so for example Maghrib, where the imam will recite out loud initially, or Isha, where the imam will recite out loud initially, or maybe Fajr, then when in the rak'ahs where the imam is reciting out loud, you as a follower do not need to recite. You can sit, you can stand and you can listen to the imam's recitation. But when the imam is silent for one of the rak'ahs, so let's say the last rak'ah of Maghrib, the last rak'ah of Isha, then in that time when the imam is silent, then you would recite Fatiha for those rak'ahs. Okay, but when the imam is reciting out loud, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, etc., then you just you don't need to recite anything. So this is the second opinion. The other opinion is that the Prophet ﷺ said, which is based on a hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ said, "La salah liman lam yaqra bi fatihil kitab." This hadith is collected by Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim, in which the Prophet ﷺ said, there is no salah for the one who does not recite Suratul Fatiha. There is no salah for the one who does not recite Suratul Fatiha, implying that you should recite Suratul Fatiha in every single rak'ah. And this was the opinion of Imam Shafi'i and other contemporary scholars, and this was the opinion that the brother was referring to, that if one takes the opinion that you should always recite Suratul Fatiha, then when do you do this? When the imam is also reciting out loud. So the imam in Maghrib will be saying Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, and you as a follower, if you follow the opinion that you should recite Fatiha, when do you do this? The answer is that you do it in the pauses of the imam. Generally nowadays the pause would be after he's recited Surah Fatiha. So once he has recited Surah Fatiha, then you would recite Surah Fatiha you yourself. If you take that opinion, that's when you would recite Surah Fatiha quietly to yourself, and the imam himself would maybe continue even and recite the surah after Fatiha. So he may have even started to recite a surah. He may say, for example, he may be reciting Qul Huwallahu Ahad, and you may be towards the end of your Fatiha. So you quickly finish your Fatiha, and then you remain silent and listen to the recitation of the imam. And that's when you recite it. So just to clarify again, it's after the imam would have recited his Fatiha, that's when you start reciting your Fatiha very quickly and quietly to yourself. And then after that, you continue and you listen to what the imam is reciting. And we have some other questions, and we will continue them after the break. Bi-idhnillah ta'ala. Wa jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaykum.